ladies, and welcome back. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope you guys are enjoying some time off from work to celebrate the 4th of July holiday weekend. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 things that elegant women never do in public or anywhere else for that matter. And I'm going to be giving you some specific examples of these 10 things that you do not want to do if you want to remain elegant, classy, and sophisticated. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. Hello ladies, and welcome back. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you are enjoying this 4th of July holiday weekend. And for those of you who needed some R&R, I hope that you are getting the much needed relaxation that you deserve. So before we jump into this video, as usual, let's talk about my outfit of the day. Today's outfit is this beautiful midi-length black dress that has a tie around the waist, and I like to just tie my belt in like a bow around the waistline, and it also has pockets, which is one of my favorite things about this midi-length dress. And I paired this dress with some black heels, and I'll give you a closer look at those here in just a moment. They are slingbacks that I love to wear in the summertime. And then this bag is from Italy. I got it in Rome about 3 years ago, and I really love this leather handbag, and I think it goes really well with this dress. My jewelry is, of course, Monica Venator, but I really love how this look comes together. It's a simple dress, but it looks very classy. And these are the shoes that I paired with this dress, and they are also an Italian brand, and they're slingback heels that have a kitten heel. I think they look really classy and elegant, and I love the strap that goes across the top of the foot. And then, of course, I'm going to pair this outfit and finish it off with a good pair of sunglasses. Okay, ladies, so welcome back. Now, these next 10 things that I'm going to be sharing with you that elegant women would never do in public, if you could master these things, you are always going to be looking classy and elegant. So the first thing that an elegant woman would never do in public is floss her teeth while in a public restaurant. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen this, but I have. And I'm also going to say that this rule applies even when you are at home and other people are dining with you. You should never floss your teeth after you finish eating, or even take your fingers and kind of remove food from your teeth. You should never do these things while dining with someone else, either at home or in public. And I don't know about you ladies, but when I see someone flossing or digging in their teeth, it really does turn my stomach, and it kind of just makes me lose my appetite for the meal. So an elegant woman would never take a toothpick or a flossing tool and start flossing her teeth at the dinner table. Now, the way to do this properly is if you suspect that there is food in your teeth after eating a meal, then you excuse yourself from the dinner table, or if you're in a restaurant, you just excuse yourself from the table and then go to the powder room and remove that object from your teeth. But you would never ever sit there and just pick your teeth and remove food out of your teeth while other people are sitting around the table trying to enjoy their meal. So tip number 1 is to never remove food from your teeth at the dinner table. The second thing that an elegant woman would never do in public or in private for that matter is use profanity as a means of expressing her thoughts or her words. Now, I don't know about you ladies, but sometimes when people get angry, they begin to use curse words to express themselves in a bolder way. And this is never an appearance that will make you seem elegant, classy, or even a person that cares about how they are being seen or how they come across to other people. Using profanity never makes a point to the person that is in front of you. Now, there are many ways to express yourself without using profanity or foul language, but unfortunately, in our culture today, some women want to resort to using profanity because they feel that it makes them look a lot stronger, a lot bolder. And I think at some point it makes them feel as though they are making the person in front of them feel afraid of them. Have you ladies ever experienced that from someone before? Because I think some people, when they get loud and they start using foul language, in some ways they're trying to portray an image to the other person that you should be fearful of them. And this is never a thing that an elegant woman would do in public or even in private, because an elegant woman will always maintain her composure. She will maintain her tone. She will always use language that is caring and edifying to the other person. And even when you're trying to resolve a dispute, you never want to resort to using profanity or even language that degrades another person. Now, if you're asking yourself, how then would I disagree with the person that I don't agree with? Now, if you're in a public place, this is something that needs to be resolved either in private, over the phone, or somewhere else that you can go to a place and sit down and talk about it. But never ever try and resolve issues with another person when there are other people sitting around the table. Now, if you just disagree with something, again, as I've talked about in many of my videos, that everyone has a right to their opinion. And if you keep that in mind, you will know that this person is simply just sharing their opinion about a specific topic. And whether or not you like it is really up to you, but you don't need to sort of get in an entangled argument with that person. An elegant woman would always just listen. Listening is the art that a lot of elegant women have mastered. Now, listening does not mean that you have to agree with the person. Listening just simply means that you are maintaining your composure, your elegance, and your class, and that you are allowing that person to share what they think about a specific topic. Now, the second scenario to this is if a person is bringing harm to you verbally, what should you do? Well, the first thing you should do is remove yourself from a toxic environment. Now, that usually works pretty much 99.9% of the time. Just excuse yourself from the environment. You really do not have to reply to the person. You don't have to argue with them, because one of the things that I have learned in my elegant journey is that an elegant woman always knows who she is, and she always knows her value and her self-worth. So no matter what someone else is saying that feels degrading to you, the proper way to handle that is to simply remove yourself from the toxic environment. But an elegant woman would never ever use profanity to express herself in a positive or a negative way in public. Now, this next one, ladies, is a pet peeve of mine, and that is an elegant lady would never wear a shower cap or a bonnet on the top of her head. Now, I want to share something with you ladies. The other day, I was reading an article when I was doing some of my research for this video. I was reading an article that said women should be allowed to wear shower caps and bonnets on their head in the public eye. And in fact, they should be able to wear whatever they want on their heads. Now, part of this is truth, because we all want to be able to wear whatever we want to wear when we go out in public. However, the caveat to that is, does this particular thing look elegant? Does it say that you are poised, sophisticated? Does it say that you have not given up on yourself? So these are things to really think about when you're thinking about, well, I have the right to wear whatever I want to on my head in public. But do you want to remain classy? Do you want to look poised? Do you want to look like you have been well cared for? So this is the thing that needs to be thought about before we decide to go out in public wearing a shower cap or a bonnet. Now, some of the excuses that I've heard in the past is, well, I just came back from the hairdresser and my hair is in curlers and I'm just going to put a bonnet around my head and go to the grocery store. Well, that's all good and well. However, there are more attractive things that you can tie around your head, like a satin scarf, or, they make some really stylish head wraps these days. But a shower cap or a conditioning bonnet is not one of those things that you should be substituting for a baseball cap or a silk scarf. So these things are highly unacceptable to a woman who wants to remain elegant and classy. The next thing that an elegant woman does not do is to interrupt another person whilst they are speaking. Now, this is a pet peeve of mine because I know so many people that will not allow you to finish a sentence. And this is very rude, and this in turns comes with etiquette. Once you learn etiquette, you know that when someone else is speaking, that you should not interrupt them just to get your point across. And I think this is a great time to point you ladies to my ebook. And those of you who did not watch my last video, you would have not had a chance to purchase my ebook. So I want to share it with you ladies on the screen today. And those of you who did purchase it, I did see that several of you purchased my ebook, and thank you so very much. I hope you are really enjoying the tips that I shared in this book on becoming elegant. So if you have not had a chance to get a copy of my ebook, please visit Amazon and look up my name, Teresa Abitinosi, or again, you can look it up by the title of the book, which I have right here, Become Elegant, Unveiling Your Timeless Style. So you can also find the book by the title. But however, in the book, it is in chapter 5, I talk about etiquette and manners. So this is something that we all need to have. We need to know proper etiquette. We need to know the type of tone we should carry when we are at the dinner table or surrounding ourselves with other people. So in chapter 5 of my ebook, I address etiquette, manners, navigating social situations with grace. So this is very, very important. And again, you can download your own copy either on iPhone or Kindle or Android, or you can order a paperback copy like I'm showing you here on the screen from Amazon, and they will ship it directly to your home. So please take the time to visit Amazon and download or purchase your personal copy of my ebook, because this book contains all the tips that I share with you in my videos. So let's get back to interrupting another person while they are speaking. Let me know in the comment section below, have you guys ever been speaking and someone kept interrupting you? Let me know down below if you've ever experienced this and how annoying it is. And so as an elegant woman, we learn to wait our turn. And when you are pausing to actually listen to what another person is saying to you, This not only gives you the opportunity to formulate your thoughts, but it also gives you the ability to respond in a way that's caring, that's loving, and with understanding, instead of quickly just putting something out to the other person. Always pause before you speak. Remember, be slow to speak and quick to listen, and there is a reason for this. The fifth thing that an elegant woman would never do in public is to dress provocatively to draw attention to herself. Now, there is nothing more that screams insecurity when a person is dressing in a way to draw attention to themselves. Now, dressing provocatively will get you some attention, but it will not be the attention that you are expecting to receive. Now, one of the things that I've been seeing here lately that is supposed to be on trend are women that are now wearing their undergarments as a part of their outfit. And I think this is so degrading. And yes, ladies, I know that sometimes if a celebrity does this, oh yeah, we may want to try to follow this trend. But it doesn't matter if it is J-Lo or Beyonce or whoever. This is tacky and it is not elegant. And unfortunately, many women are gravitating to these trends, and they are starting to wear thongs, and they are letting the pants hang off the back of the buttocks. And these things are just so unclassy. It is so unrefined and so not elegant. And it says something about who you are. The question you need to ask yourself is this something that makes me look refined? Is this something that makes me look classy? And if the answer to either one of those questions is no, then you need to go back into your wardrobe and put on something that makes you look classy and sophisticated. Because these current trends that are coming out today, a lot of them just make you look like you gave up on yourself and that you don't care that strangers are looking at parts of your body that should only be revealed to someone that you are very close to, like somebody you are married to or you're in an intimate relationship. And so parts of your body should not be on display for the world to view. So following trends, especially the one I'm going to be showing you on the screen, is absolutely something that an elegant woman would never do. Number 6 that a classy or an elegant woman would never do is turn up at a restaurant without enough money to cover the bill. Now, this includes even if you're dating. So say, for example, you went out on a date with a man and you're expecting them to cover the bill. However, at the end of the meal, they invite you to go Dutch. Then if you don't have enough money to cover your own food, then there in itself is going to be a problem that's going to arise between you and the person that you're going out with. Now, there is another problem with this is if the man is asking you to go Dutch, then this is probably someone that you don't want to go back out with anyway. However, my point here is that you should never turn up at a restaurant, whether it's with a male, a female, or whatever. You should never turn up without having enough money to cover your food. And the main reason for this is that it saves you from a lot of embarrassment. And this includes you should always be able to tip your server. And so you should never be arguing about the prices. And just know the prices of the food before you accept the invitation to the restaurant. So a classy and elegant woman would never turn up at a restaurant without enough money to cover her bill. Number 7 is being loud in public places. Now, I got to give you ladies a little bit of backstory. My husband and I went to this local restaurant where we live here recently, and when our server sat us down, we heard this really loud screeching and talking, and the girls were talking all at the same time, and it was extremely loud. And granted, we were in a totally separate room from these girls, and we could hear them all the way across the corridor. And this was so embarrassing, and we could barely even hear our conversation. And this just told me that these young ladies had never been trained on the proper tone to use while they are dining in public. And let me just interject something for a moment, ladies. If you are older and you have younger women in your circle, or maybe you have grandchildren or children in your circle, please train them on the proper way to speak while they are in public, because this was so disruptive to our meal, and I'm pretty sure it was just incredibly disruptive to the tables that were in the same room with these young women. And so we need to be aware of our tone when we are in public. If you are at the same table with another person, there is no need to scream at the other person when they are right in front of you or right next to you. Even when you walk into a public restaurant and you see someone you know that is sitting at the table dining, you should never go, "Oh, hey, hey!" You should never scream, even if you see a person that you know in a restaurant. The proper way to do that is to wait until the host or the hostess seats you at your table, and then you can properly walk over to your friend's table and greet them. But never ever start screaming and waving your hands when you see another person. This just looks unrefined. Number 8, an elegant woman never wears shoes that are too tall or uncomfortable to walk in. Now, I've addressed this in some of my previous videos, but if you go ahead and get your own copy of my ebook, I also address it in here in a little bit more detail. But an elegant woman never wears shoes that are too tall and uncomfortable to walk in. Walking into a room and having to hold on to a banister or someone's shoulder because the shoes are too tall for you to walk across the floor gracefully is never giving you an image that is polished. And so we want to make sure that not only do the shoes fit us properly and we are able to walk across the floor gracefully, but we want to make sure that the shoes are comfortable enough for us to be on our feet all night. So say you are going to a wedding, or you're going to a baby shower, or even a party for that matter. Going barefoot as soon taking off your shoes and going barefoot as soon as you get to a wedding. Just think about that for a minute, ladies. Taking off your shoes and going barefoot at a wedding, a baby shower, or even in someone's home is totally unsophisticated and unrefined. Now, there are exceptions to this. For example, I do not let people wear their shoes in my home, so I always have them to remove their shoes at the door because we do not wear our shoes in the house. But that is a personal preference of mine. And so in this video, we're talking of public places. So you want to make sure that you are wearing shoes that fit you well, that are comfortable, that you are able to stand on, and that you are able to walk across the room gracefully in. And this is going to give you a really polished and smart look no matter what you're wearing. You want to be able to go across the floor without holding on or stumbling or even curling your ankle over. These are things that elegant women absolutely stay away from. Number 9, Turning up late. This is also a pet peeve of mine. Now, when we are invited to someone else's home, that is a privilege. And you should never assume that you could just turn up whenever you feel like it. This is extremely rude to the host. So as an elegant woman, we need to be aware of how we are presenting ourselves to other people, because turning up late does not make you look sophisticated or refined. Turning up late actually just says that you are unrefined and that you are not classy. And I've even heard some women on YouTube say that they sometimes purposely turn up late at parties so that everybody's eyes can look at what they're wearing. And this is another thing that says that you are insecure. Because if you have to turn up late to have someone to look at what you're wearing, there are other issues going on, and you showing up late to have somebody look at you is not going to give you what you really need. You need to learn confidence. Turning up late always says that you have a lack of self-respect and a lack of respect for the host that invited you to the party. And so this is a pet peeve of mine, because when someone invites me, I want to make sure that I am there on time, because normally the host or hostess puts in a lot of work and they don't want to be sitting around and the food is getting cold and you just all of a sudden decided to leave the house 30 minutes later. So turning up late is never a habit that an elegant woman would follow. Now, number 10 also deals with etiquette. Stay with me, because I have one more bonus tip for you. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. But number 10 is an elegant woman would never blow her nose in public. And I am so sorry to have to mention this one in my video, but ladies, I have seen this. I have seen people blow their nose at the table in a restaurant. And this really just makes me want to get up and leave, because I don't like to hear that. For some reason, this is a sound that just is, it should not be made around the dinner table or around any establishment where food is being consumed, because it just makes me sick to my stomach, and I just don't like to hear someone blowing their nose. And so I think there's an etiquette problem here. Even when you are sneezing, you should never just sneeze out and affect everyone's food around the dinner table. We all know when that sensation is coming up that we're going to sneeze. And if you're around the dinner table, grab your dinner napkin and turn to the side and sneeze into the napkin. But never ever just sneeze and let everything just splatter all over everybody else's meal. So this is a huge pet peeve of mine, and I will literally send my food back to the kitchen if I see someone sneeze across the table. So an elegant woman would never blow her nose or sneeze at the dinner table. Now, my bonus tip is an elegant woman is never negative or aggressive. True elegance never permits negativity or aggression. Now, let me explain what I mean by this. Have you ladies ever met a person that is always negative, and you walk by them and, you know, someone may ask them how they're doing, and they just sort of always rolling their eyes and, you know, just looking at them like, you know, why are you talking to me, sort of thing, like, where did you come from? And this is a person that is just very negative, and you can't ask them anything without them sort of going into a very aggressive behavior. And I've seen women like this. I've met them, and I've even had one lady to tell me that she's just not a person who's good to be around in the morning. She said, I don't want anybody talking to me in the morning. I don't want anybody looking at me in the morning. I just want people to just leave me alone. So this is a person, ladies, who is always negative. And there are some women that are aggressive. Aggressive behavior is never a trait of an elegant woman. So we need to be soft in our actions, but firm. You can be firm in your actions, but never aggressive. You need to be soft in your actions and also your reactions to other people. So this is my tip: to never ever allow aggressiveness or negativity to permeate your well-being. So those are all the tips that I have to share with you in today's video. If you're just landing on my channel for the first time and you enjoy leveling up and becoming more elegant and more graceful, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join my family and my community of women that are becoming more elegant and more graceful. And before we leave the video, I want to share with you ladies look at my beautiful flowers. We got these from the farmer's market yesterday. If you guys have a local farmer's market near you, that is the best place to get your fresh florals. Now, I am growing some in my own garden, but they are not big enough yet to cut. But I thought these were just beautiful. Look at these. And I just really love having fresh flowers in my home. So in the words of Jim Rohn, happiness isn't something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Make it a great day, ladies. I'll see you in my next video.